Hey, welcome back, everyone, to the last lesson of Think and Grow Rich Mastermind. I hope up till this point, all of the lessons have been helpful. I hope they've somewhat impacted you, or at least help you understood each chapter step by step. And it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure doing this. I love talking about these subjects. I love going back and revisiting all this phenomenal content. With that being said, we're going to cover the 13th and final lesson, which is the sixth sense. So let's jump right into it. So the sixth sense, lesson number 13, the door to the temple of wisdom. I want to read something very interesting here, which was in the book. The 13th principle is known as the sixth sense, through which infinite intelligence may and will communicate voluntarily, without any effort from or demands by the individual. It is believed to be the point at which the mind of man connects or contacts the universal mind. So for me personally, what the sixth sense is basically your intuition. And your intuition is nothing but a mental faculty, right? And if you're someone who doesn't know what intuition is, I like the way Bob Proctor explained it. I think Bob Proctor quoted someone actually. He says, when you pray, you're talking to God. But when you use your intuition, God is talking to you. Awesome, isn't it? So basically, your intuition is basically universal intelligence, or God or source speaking to you, and like anything else in life, basically it's like a mental muscle. So like a physical muscle, you have to work it out to get stronger and stronger and stronger, right? So all your mental muscles are very similar as well, your spiritual muscles as well, and intuition is no different. So the six basic fears: poverty, criticism, poor health, loss of loved of someone, old age, and death. Basically, you cannot use your intuition if your subconscious mind is dominated by fear. If your whole being is dominated by fear, it's going to be very, very difficult to tap into your intuition. So what's a good way to eliminate these six basic fears of life? Basically, I mean, at some point, all of us, I know I used to be guilty of these myself. All of us at some point fear either one or more of these six basic fears, So how can we eliminate them? How can we get rid of them and conquer them so that they are no longer a fear? What you have to do is very simple. You have to come and reason with these fears. You have to use your intellectual mind to come and reason with these fears and just simply eliminate them one by one by reaching a conclusion. So the six basic fears, how can we eliminate them? Number one, eliminate the fear of poverty by feeling good and grateful with whatever wealth you can accumulate. We are creators, but at the same time, don't overstress yourself with whatever wealth you can create and accumulate. Be grateful for it. And if you're grateful for it, eventually more will come, because if you practice gratitude, you're just practicing, being grateful for it. Number two, eliminate the fear of death by understanding and accepting death as an inescapable event. Again, death, it's inevitable. You're going to experience it. I'm going to experience it. People in the past have already experienced it. People in the future are going to experience it. This is something that's going to happen regardless whether we like it or not. It's just a basic part of living, basic part. You grow, you're born, you grow, and you die. It's just part of life. Eliminate the fear of criticism by not worrying about what other people think, do, or say. I mean, really, this is something you really shouldn't really care about. I mean, what someone's opinion is of you or what they think of you is not going to affect, the way you live, or at least it shouldn't. So just don't worry about that. Eliminate the fear of old age by accepting and looking at it as an opportunity to grow and accumulate great wisdom. Eliminate the fear of ill health by forgetting about symptoms. Yeah, in reality, I used to suffer from bad anxiety, and when you have anxiety, you feel like you're constantly dying of something. Well, at least I did. I would search up a symptom. I'm experiencing this symptom. Oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm experiencing this and that, and just forget about the symptoms. Forget about it. When you stop forgetting, when you forget about it and stop worrying about it, kind of, just fades a little. Eliminate the fear of loss of love by reaching a decision to get along without love, if that is possible. I know this one's a little difficult for some people, but in reality, start by loving yourself. You love yourself, people are naturally going to love you. You don't respect yourself, people are not going to respect you. Simple as that, right? Fear is nothing but a state of mind, and a man's thoughts plus fear begin to create themselves into its physical equivalent. Nothing is worth worrying. You must protect yourself from negative influences. For me, a negative influence, it could be anything from other people around you, family, friends, whatever you're watching on television, right? And I find most of the time it's not what you watch on television, but it's mostly the commercials, right? Mostly the commercials are talking about if you suffer from this or this disease, then you're experiencing this symptoms, etc. Are you in debt? It's just talking about a bunch of negative stuff, right? Protect yourself from social media, certain social media content that you're consuming, music especially, right? A lot of music just gives a bad message sometimes, so be very, very protective of negative influences, which come in different sorts of ways. How to protect yourselves from negative influences. Develop and constantly use willpower until it builds a wall of immunity against negative influences. Self-talk, bad thoughts in your own mind, right? Create habits to counteract fear and negativity. You have the master key to all successes in life. Basically, the privilege of creating success and riches through your own mind. There is no penalty for using the key, but there is a penalty if you do not use the key, and the results will be failure, right? Think about it. It's like driving a massive ship, right? You sit there and if you're taking control of the ship, you know what you want, and you know where you're going. It will reward you, right? Because you will get to where you're going. However, if you just sit in the ship and you don't take control of it, the penalty will be you'll either crash somewhere or you'll sink, right? So it's no different with our mind. If we take full control over it and use it, it will lead us to where we want. But if we do not, it will lead us to where we don't want to be. So using the key will lead to the satisfaction that comes to all who conquer self and demand life to pay for whatever it has asked for. So basically, the satisfaction that you can demand anything out of life and it will pay it to you because you master using the key. So lastly, key points and examples, right? So basically, you want to destroy all the 6 basic fears in life mentioned earlier. As fear is crippling, fear and success, fear and living in a healthy body, fear and basically fear and any positive emotion cannot coexist together. It is either or. Become susceptible to all evil and negative influences. Use your intuition and do not waste any time. Use the master key to create and manifest all you desire in life. If you do not, life will use you. So with that being said, guys, this is the final part to Think and Grow Rich Mastermind. Like I mentioned earlier, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. Like I said, I only intended this to be for beginners and people who have not read the book. My intention was to create something very, very simple and just exactly what you need to know to not create confusion, right? So you can get the most important parts, most importantly, not only to learn it, but to apply it as well. I really appreciate your time, guys. I really enjoyed being with you guys throughout all these lessons. And if there's any questions whatsoever you guys have about anything, feel free to comment and let me know. I genuinely love helping you guys. So, with that being said, guys, I really appreciate your time, and I will see you in the next video.